Presumptive presidential Democratic nominee Kamala Harris is already framing the race against Donald Trump as a choice between freedom and chaos. Trump seems unafraid. Our first look at President Biden since recovering from COVID and dropping out of the presidential race. He steps out of Air Force One at Joint Base Andrews Tuesday morning, where he was met by reporters.
What are you going to tell Americans tomorrow night?
The president keeping mum ahead of his Oval Office address scheduled for Wednesday night. His announcement on X says he'll explain, quote, how I will finish the job for the American people.
The path to the White House goes through Wisconsin.
Meanwhile, presumptive Democratic nominee Kamala Harris held her first campaign rally in the key battleground state of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, where the Republican National Convention recently wrapped.
I pledge to you I will spend the coming weeks continuing to unite our party.
Harris has already raised more than $100 million from more than 1 million donors, 62% donating for the first time. She also received more key endorsements Tuesday from Democratic leaders Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer.
She said she would work to earn the support of our party, and boy, has she done so.
Republican nominee Donald Trump tells Fox's Bill Melugin he's ready to take on Harris on the debate stage.
If Kamala Harris does end up being the Democrats' nominee, will you commit to debating her at least one time?
I would be willing to do more than one debate, actually.
Reportedly on Harris's vice president shortlist, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Does Biden's legacy hinge on Kamala's victory? UC Irvine presidential historian Matt Beckman with me at 6 says the legacy of all outgoing presidents is shaped by the incoming president. For Biden, a Harris win, he says, is even more consequential.
I think Biden's legacy is heavily contingent on this next election, even more so than other presidents. If the other party wins, it seems like a repudiation of you. Whereas if your fellow partisan comes in, they can kind of lock in a lot of your policy wins.
All right, so what is next? Harris is scheduled to travel to Indianapolis. That's tomorrow, where she will give a keynote speech at a sorority event. Trump rallies in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Biden will address the nation tomorrow night. Alex?
Yeah, and so we haven't had an incumbent VP win since George H.W. Bush back in 1988 in terms of expanding the legacy on that front. Talk to us more about that call. It was interesting to hear Bill Melugin talking to Trump about the debate, because the debate's supposed to be on ABC, which, you know, Trump doesn't really want.
Right, so that is scheduled for September the 10th. That is still on the books. It's still being hosted by ABC News, but to your point, Donald Trump wants it to be hosted by Fox News. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. About a second debate, no word yet on that, just yet.
Yeah, I think we'd be lucky to get one.
Yeah.
Let's hope that we get one, though. That would certainly be interesting to watch. President Biden, as Marla just mentioned, set to address the nation from the Oval Office. It's tomorrow at 5 o'clock our time. We will carry it live right here on Fox 11. He's expected to elaborate on the decision to drop his re-election bid, and then Marla and I will have reaction to that coming up on the Fox 11 News at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Christine, over to you.
Tonight, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle is out of a job after resigning following Monday's brutal inquisition at the hands of both Republicans and Democrats in the House. Fox's Aisha Hasni is on Capitol Hill to tell us what comes next.
Kim Cheadle is now the former Secret Service Director.
Members on both sides of the aisle called for her resignation, and I think that was the right decision.
And a bipartisan effort is underway on Capitol Hill to investigate the agency. As former President Trump, who met with Cheadle at the RNC last week, tells Fox Digital, she never gave me proper protection. Many requests were made by on-site Secret Service for more people, always with a turn down or no response.
There are others in the chain of command that need to be held accountable. We'll make sure that that happens.
Today, House Speaker Mike Johnson and Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries launched a bipartisan task force to figure out how the alleged shooter, Thomas Crooks, got such a clear shot at former President Trump.
This kid did some investigation. That position was probably the best position outside the perimeter.
The Homeland Security Committee grilling the Pennsylvania State Police Commissioner, who testified that to his best knowledge, 2 Butler Emergency Service Unit officers were stationed inside the AGR building with a direct line of sight to where Crooks would eventually climb up. But that sometime before the shooting, the officers were told to move to go search for him.
they had left that post to go look for him. Is that what you're saying?
My understanding is yes.
I think that's revelatory.
And was that relayed to the Secret Service, the team that surrounds the president himself?
I can't answer that.
Well, if it wasn't, that's another big mess up.
FBI Director Christopher Wray will be on the Hill on Wednesday. Lawmakers are hoping to get more answers from him. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.